To the food more bass than Boots Collins. You versus me, that's like Ali versus Foreman. God's act.
Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Tyler and welcome back to another Call of Duty gameplay commentary. As you guys can see, you're watching some custom gun Modern Warfare 2 gameplay in the background of today's video. And I have a brand new life story for you guys today. At least I hope it's a new story. It's one that I don't think I've ever told on my channel, but I might have way back in the day. So this story ends up taking place back in my 9th grade year of high school. And it was on a Friday afternoon, I believe. I'm not entirely positive on that, but I'm pretty sure it was a Friday afternoon. Because those were the main days I would end up skipping school. So I had ended up taking the bus to school in the morning and I would bring my skateboard with me, or at least on this particular day I brought my skateboard with me because I just did not feel like going to school that day. I don't know why. I really felt like going to the skate park and just skating all day and chilling instead. So that was kind of just my plan. So while I was on the bus on the way to school, I was talking to this girl who was pretty good friends with me at the time, and I had ended up like kind of convincing her to skip class with me for the day or skip school with me for the day because I knew she didn't really want to go to school that day, and she was the type of person who would like skip school with me, and I knew she would if I asked her. And like skipping by yourself isn't really fun, so I didn't want to do that. So she decided to come with me, and we ended up getting off the bus immediately once it got to school and going straight over to the bike path that took us to the skate park. So even though I had my skateboard with me, I didn't want to like make this girl run behind me or anything like that, so I was walking and I just kind of put it in the back of my backpack, kind of in between the shoulder pad area. So me and this girl end up walking down the bike path quite a long ways, and we end up getting to the skate park, and immediately we get there and it was like completely abandoned because nobody was there. It was the middle of the day on a Friday, probably around like 8 or 9 in the morning. So we walk right into the middle of the park and end up sitting down at these two little picnic tables. Me and this girl are just sitting here chilling, talking, trying to figure out what we were gonna do with the day that we had off now. So she had known that I was kind of getting into smoking weed and whatever, so she'd asked if I wanted to smoke. And like obviously since we were skipping school, I had nothing better to do with my time. I figured I might as well. Plus I was at the skate park and I already had my skateboard, so I could just like continue to skate or like go ahead and skate once I had smoked. So after we had decided that we wanted to smoke, this girl ends up calling her friend. So after we had decided that we wanted to smoke, this girl ends up calling her older sister, who was actually at her house and had her weed and was able to bring us her weed for her. So in the meantime, while I was waiting for this girl's older sister to bring weed to us, I was just skating around chilling at the skate park, passing time. And after probably like 30 or 45 minutes of waiting at the skate park, this girl's older sister finally shows up with her weed. And we end up walking up to the car and she hands us the weed. It was only like 2 grams of weed, maybe 1.5 grams, something like that. It wasn't a lot of weed. And then she hands us a cigarette, like a Swisher Sweet or some shit, or maybe a White Owl. I don't really remember, just because that was almost like 6 years ago now. But we end up finally getting this weed and these cigarellos, and we walk back over to the picnic table, and this girl's older sister ends up pulling off and going back to the house. And so me and this girl just end up breaking down this Swisher and like rolling up a blunt at the picnic table in the middle of the park because nobody was there. And we had kind of just chilled and waited for like 10 or 15 minutes, scoping out the area, making sure nobody else was going to come around because we just decided we were going to smoke at the park. Pretty much because it was just like kind of early in the morning or middle of the day on a Friday. Like nobody was there, nobody was around. And the rest of the park besides the actual skate park wasn't even finished, so there was no reason for other people besides people skateboarding to be there. So me and this girl end up smoking this blunt together at these picnic tables at the skate park, and I was just getting so fucking high. And I'm not sure if it was just because I was a lightweight or like because of the tobacco and I didn't really smoke cigarettes at the time, or really what the whole situation behind that was, but I remember just getting so fucking high. So we're done smoking this blunt at this point. Like nothing interesting really happened while we were smoking. It was like normally smoking a blunt. But after about 5 minutes of just sitting here chilling, letting the high set in and like really just relaxing, I'd started to realize it was just an insane indica body high, like a really intense body high, and I just wasn't prepared for it at all. And so I pretty much just kind of like slump out and get really fucking tired. And so since there was literally nobody else around or anything except for this girl, I kind of just put my head down on the table for a little bit, and all I remember was just laying there with my head on the table for about 5 to 10 minutes and then just passing out and taking a straight nap for like an hour and a half. And so after this like hour and a half long nap, I end up waking up to hearing the voice of this girl telling me that she was leaving, pretty much because I wasn't doing anything except for just sitting here sleeping, slumped on a fucking picnic table, and also because she was gonna go hang out with her friends after school and she had to meet them back up at school itself. So she ends up leaving and I continue to sit here and sleep on this fucking picnic table for like another 20 or 30 minutes. And the second time I wasn't really like fully asleep or anything like that, but I was just kind of like that middle state between waking waking up and being asleep, so I was sitting there kind of like halfway asleep, my head still down on the table, but I could hear around me, I was aware of everything going around, and I could hear there were a couple other people who had ended up showing up, but it was still not like a big crowd or like a lot of people at the skate park. And after about 20 minutes of having my head down on this table, the next thing I realize is I end up start feeling like raindrops, like slight raindrops on my arms, and I'm sitting here just thinking to myself, oh fuck, man, like, it's not supposed to rain today, what the fuck is this? So I didn't know what to do because I couldn't go home because my mom worked from home, and if I had went home, she would know I was skipping school immediately. And I couldn't go back to the school because I knew if I went back to school, I would just immediately get in trouble. So I ended up deciding that I was just gonna go sit inside the bathroom, like the inside little small tiny bathroom, and chill in there and wait till it stopped raining. So I went and grabbed my backpack, grabbed my skateboard, and like went into this little bathroom. And it was a single person bathroom, so it wasn't like other people could just walk in there or anything, so I was going there and just locked the door behind me. And they had a power outlet in there, so I ended up just plugging my phone in, you know, charging my phone and chilling on that for a little bit. And I think I sat in there on the bathroom floor for like literally an hour and a half, just high as fuck. And I mean, granted, I was still coming down at this point, but I was still just fucking so stoned because I was such a lightweight then, I didn't really smoke at all. And then after waiting for like an hour and a half inside this bathroom, it eventually stopped raining and I just ended up going home because it was around the time I would normally get off from school. But nothing else really interesting happened from there, and I have no idea what I'm really gonna even title this video right now. Like, I'm just trying to think about it because it's kind of all over the place. I'll probably end up calling it something like the time I got too high, or like the highest I've ever been, something along the lines of that. Because for that time period, like, I know it wasn't a lot of weed that I smoked or like a lot of THC I consumed, but at that point in my life and that point in my tolerance, like, I was just so fucking gone. Because this happened probably within the first like 10 or 15 times I had smoked weed. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy it at any point, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications if you don't already have them on. I feel like I need to mention that more in my videos because sometimes I just fucking forget, and like the YouTube sub boxes are always so fucked up. But anyways, you guys know I love you guys. Thanks again so much for watching today's video. I'm out. Peace.
I got more keys than Alicia. These niggas be talking police. I took your hoe and released her. I used to trap out a Regal. 200,000 on my wrist. I thought it all was a fantasy. 200,000 on my wrist. Lord,